if people stop trolling. Well, that's not going to happen. I mean, I'm a realist, you're a realist. The trolls are going to continue to do what they do. I don't think they have very much foresight, though. And, half of the trolls that I could identify off the top of my head always want to talk about the First and Second Amendment. And it's baffling to me the amount of cognitive dissonance needed to believe in one and the other when it comes to both trolling and then the Constitution. And it's just going to end up in a big mess. And if we have to turn the internet off, can you imagine how much progress in a million different fields will be destroyed when people say, I'm not going on. I'm just not going on anymore. Discussion boards about psychological issues or meetings people have online to discuss archaeological digs or history. It's going to be gone because nobody's going to want to get near this ugly thing called the internet.
If I may, Kevin, it's already happening. There are folks that I've spoken to, people that call who, their children, their family member, that they're already starting to say that they essentially want to proverbially turn cyberspace off, an increasing amount. And we hear that through, the people that, follow social media. Is there's a major downtrend and slowing of sign-up memberships of Facebook, of all the social media accounts. Mm-hmm. And that is because the general public just can't take it anymore, because right now the general public is powerless.
Right.
So if I may, real quickly, because, it's not just myself, and thank you for saying before, globally, iPredator, I hope to one day that iPredator, the ability to be able to, talk to nations, to talk to states, to communities about thinking about it. But I want to give shout outs because these folks, and I don't want to give their real names, I want to give their usernames, because unfortunately is that the trolls that are listening, who will listen, if I give out their personal information, the trolls will target them. It's a very short list. Okay. But these are folks that I work with personally in Google Plus, in our 2 troll and cyberbullying, cyberstalking volunteer communities that they have, which is called Kane and Anti-Troll Task Force, where we're a bunch of volunteers, and on a daily basis, we go out and essentially, find, locate, identify, block, monitor internet trolls. And not just internet trolls, but others as well, but since we're talking about trolls. Mm-hmm. So the short list is this, is Rhino Warrior Pinkie Pie. I laugh every time I say that. Alpha, I know, it's great, God bless her. But you don't want to mess with Rhino Warrior Pinkie Pie. Not at all. Alpha Tina Conley, Pontifex Maximus, Roy Recon Ghost, select members of Anonymous, and for the hacktivist group of Anonymous, they need to get a big shout out. Whatever you think about Anonymous, okay, just like in any community, Anonymous does have, your bad apples, but the vast majority of Anonymous members are here to help. And the difference between non-involved people and Anonymous is, guess what? Anonymous is involved. Right. So they deserve to get a shout out.
And I didn't know they did. I didn't know they did anything anti-trolly, though. I mean, are they on the guard for that?
They are increasingly on the guard. Rhino Warrior Pinkie Pie, Pontificus Maximus, Roy Recon Ghost. Yes, they are. And many other members of Anonymous. And Anonymous has gotten such a bad rap, and in fact, they were blamed for the recent Wall Street, shutdown. When Wall Street shut down, they get blamed for everything, and they are culpable for some stuff in the past. But if you look at Anonymous as a whole, just like in the general community, 1% to 3% of any community, you're going to have criminals. It's just like Anonymous. But the vast majority of Anonymous, the members are what? They're involved. They're trying to help. And this is why I'm calling out and thanking Rhino Warrior Pinkie Pie, Pontificus Maximus, Roy Recon Ghost. That's just 3 people of the folks that are helping.
Right.
And the last person I want to say thank you to, I spoke to her, and she's probably listening to this. Her name is Crystal Evans. And where is she from? She's from Jersey. God bless her. She is an African American female, and she's going to be helping. And she goes out into the community. But Ms. Evans, that's her real name, is she understands, and she's an African American female, and she's going to be helping out because guess who is on the high list to be targeted? Are African Americans, Hispanic, the LGBT, minorities, those that are not Caucasian white. She's out of Jersey, but she's also a female. Right. So from a gender standpoint, females by far are trolled and targeted far more than us males.
Are they? I did not know that.
Almost certainly. Mm-hmm. And still with the actual internet trolls, although, I've seen a couple now, is that slowly but surely, just like with cyberbullying, is we're starting to see now more females who are actually internet trolls. But from a gender standpoint, males still dominate as the internet predatorial troll. So those are the folks I wanted to give shout outs because it's not about me. I'm just somebody who created this construct, but now it is getting involved, anonymous, yourself, Kevin, your listeners, to first create awareness because a lot of these internet trolls, and this is what's unfortunate, remember listeners, universal, psychopathic, sadistic, Machiavellian, narcissistic. Now, for many internet trolls, they're minors. Some are under 18. A lot of them are, late teens, early 20s. Mm-hmm. Well, guess what? They grow up and they become adults. Mm-hmm. So if I'm a child and I'm learning how to abuse others in cyberspace, what am I going to do when I get older?
Absolutely. You're going to become a product of what you were when you were younger.
The best predictor of past behavior is future behavior. And this is one of the greatest concerns because prior to changing my career as supposedly, now I'm recognized, I'm supposedly the next Cyber Sigmund Freud, whatever the hell that means. I don't, and I don't care about the letters after my name because I am a consummate student. I learn more from people without letters after their name than people that have 40 letters after their name. Yeah. That's a whole different story. But as we go forward, it is understanding people have to be involved, and it can't just be anonymous. Right. It has to be people from the community, like Crystal Evans and Alpha Tina Conley, people that get involved that are going to do something. Because it's no longer about don't feed the trolls. They need to be targeted. They need to be identified. They need to be taken down, and they need to experience justice.
Absolutely. And I'm on board with that. I don't know how much I can do, but I will do everything I can to help in that battle because life's hard enough. We really don't need the snipers, the hidden snipers hiding behind the mask from far, far away, trying to fuck up your day. Now, I think since Dr. Nuccitelli has been so giving and informative here, we should probably talk about the other 7/8 of what you do. It's only fair if you're up for it.
Well, obviously for your listeners that, boy, you and I, maybe down the road we can do, but thank you, Kevin, because there are similar traits, that are the 3 criteria to be an iPredator. Mm-hmm. And the 3 criteria is very easy, which is 1, whether you're a troll, online sexual, whatever it may be, is the first criteria, whatever the typology, is a self-awareness of causing harm to others. You're causing harm. Mm-hmm. Now, for instance, if you are schizophrenic or psychotic and really psychopathological, well, then you don't fit that criteria. But 90% or better of online users, if they're going to go in cyberspace and harm others, they know what they're doing. So the vast majority of trolls, online sexual predators, cyber stalkers, they know that they're hurting somebody. That's criteria 1. Mm-hmm. Criteria 2 is very easy, is the usage of information and communications technology. That is desktop computers. That's anything digital, anything electronic, telecommunications. And what we have now, particularly of concern for parents and educators with children, are mobile devices. Because today, and it wasn't going on 10 years ago, but today, what are children carrying around in their pockets and in their pocketbooks? Are smartphones, are internet-enabled telecommunications devices.
Right.
It's no longer about the bulky desktop computer that's in the middle of the house. Kids are now carrying around with them in their pocket, and they're getting smaller, and they're getting younger, are mobile devices. So that is criteria 2. And then number 3 is the usage of online deception and cyber stealth. Cyber stealth is a subconstruct of iPredator, which anybody can go download my little paper on that for free. Cyber stealth is a strategy, a prepared plan on how you're going to use information communication technology to hurt somebody. Those are the 3 criteria. So for the listeners that meet those criteria, you are an iPredator. It's that simple. And all 8 typologies, meet those 3 criteria. And I've yet to assess, deal with an iPredator that doesn't meet those 3 criteria.
Okay. Now, where can they find this paper that you're talking about to download?
Well, anything at, it's iPredator, and you can either Google iPredator.co, no M. You can do iPredator.org. You can do iPredator.net. All of those go to our internet safety website. And the way it's set up is everything that I have published there is all free. Not only is it free, but I don't ask you to give an email address. I don't ask you to do what they call to action. I don't expect anybody to download my information. I don't expect anybody to give any personal information to access, download, and share everything I've created. Because that is anti-internet safety when you have to start giving personal information. Right. So they go to the website and just download. I've got stuff on internet trolls, online psychopaths. All of them are dealt with at the iPredator website. But getting back to the iPredators, what I want your listeners to know in terms of the internet troll, we've discussed, first is the sadistic. We've done that, is being aroused off of harming others. Machiavellian, which is, based on Niccolo Machiavelli, who was around in the late 1400s to early 1500s. He wrote The Prince. That's right. And this is where Machiavellian comes from. And even today, The Prince is an excellent book for people to understand and get to know. Matter of fact, I listened to it again on audiobook because I hate reading. Machiavellian is essentially, even though it is the ends justify the means. Now Machiavelli in The Prince did not come up with the ends justify the means, but he is attributed with that saying. Actually, it's a little bit different, but essentially for the listeners, and we're not short of time, it is that internet trolls think that whatever, in order to achieve their goal of humiliating, there's no rules and all bets are off. And then if I achieve humiliating Kevin, his family, his business, if I can get him fired, let's say, whatever I had to do to get that happen, well, it's justified. Why? Because I'm an internet troll. So that is Machiavellian. That's part of the dark tetrad. So we got sadistic and we've got Machiavellian. The next is narcissistic. Now remember,
oh my God, this is going to be a good one.
Well, and once again, just like all of these traits, they're on a continuum of mild to severe.
Yeah, but people on Spreaker use narcissistic. I mean, it's almost a buzzword now. So I can't wait to hear you describe this one.
Narcissistic is to be self-absorbed. I am the center of my universe. I am self-righteous. What I expect are people to pay attention to me. The narcissistic element of the internet troll is what describes why I have to go target the public figure Kevin, why I have to go after the celebrity James Woods, why I have to go after public figures and those that are in the public spot.